Imagine you wake up one morning not to a calm sunrise, but in the midst of the storm of life, you face a heavy and heartbreaking challenge, caring for a loved one. In the final days of their life, your soul is torn between family obligations, work pressures, and long-neglected personal needs. This is not only a physical battle, but also a spiritual battle, a confrontation with the deepest human difficulties in the moment. Everything seems to fall apart, when every ray of hope seems to have disappeared. The darkness of challenge covers our souls, pushing our thoughts and emotions to the edge of impatience. When the darkness of life envelops you, let the life philosophies of Marcus Aurelius be a beacon that illuminates the dark path you are on today. Let's learn about 10 Stoic rules for a better life. The lessons that Marcus Aurelius lived and demonstrated during his thorny life as emperor. These rules are not only profound teachings, they are also principles of life that help us overcome difficulties. Join us to discover how to apply the 10 rules from the book, his meditations, into daily life, so that each of us can become stronger in the face of life's storms and wise in every decision. Please commit to accompanying us on this journey because each rule is to nurture your growth and cultivate your soul for a better life. Rule number 1. Another path is always open. Are you an art lover? Imagine you are an artist who has spent years building your career one day. The project in which you have invested all your enthusiasm and resources suddenly encounters a serious failure. The key partner withdraws, funding freezes, and your project seems unviable in that moment of despair. Everything seems to fall apart, and you begin to doubt your abilities and self-worth. But dear friends, instead of surrendering to circumstances, remember the advice of Marcus Aurelius: there is always another path open. Yes, a road may be closed, a door may be closed, but there are still many roads and doors waiting for you to explore. Each of us is always reminded that each obstacle is not an end, but a sign to open space for creativity and finding new solutions. Marcus Aurelius, as an emperor and philosopher, was all too familiar with pressure and responsibility. He lived and acted based on the principle that there is no problem that has no solution when someone hinders you, when someone stops you. If someone tries to control your life but cannot stop you from your persistence and your ability to view life from many angles, then when a door closes, instead of staying behind and to complain, open your eyes, find and even create new ways for itself. This not only helps us overcome difficulties, but also develops flexibility and adaptability, valuable qualities a person who strives for Stoicism. The lesson here is not just perseverance, but also the realization that every challenge offers countless opportunities. By maintaining an optimistic mindset and looking for a way out, we not only overcome difficulties, but also find spiritual and intellectual wealth by learning this rule. I urge you to open other doors of your own so that you never give up on circumstances, but we always strive to always aim towards the light of true understanding and freedom. Rule number 2. Be strict with yourself. Have you ever wondered why some people are successful and grow quickly in life, but others are not? The secret lies not in their innate talent or luck, but in their attitude and approach to life. Surely we all know the difference between those who choose to be strict with themselves and those who let themselves go in any situation. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, from his extremely strict work schedule, he regularly works 12 hours per week. He also adopted a very strict management style and was involved in all aspects of the company, from engineering to product design. When we are strict with ourselves, we not only exercise our willpower, but also develop acumen to recognize and eliminate negative habits. Marcus Aurelius taught us in his book, Meditations, that every day is an opportunity to become the best version of ourselves through the practice of self-mastery and responsibility, that open space for stillness that allows us to access our deepest self and find happiness in the simplicity and true nature of life. Remember that being strict with yourself is not a quick race to the goal, but a journey of patience and persistence, is a step-by-step process in which you simultaneously discover and realize your potential. It is also the process of learning to accept and love yourself in all circumstances. Through the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we are reminded that true freedom and true happiness are not something that exist outside of can be found within ourselves, but rather lies in our own decisions about how we live and strive for each day, and who leaves a comment. I am strict with myself to demonstrate a commitment to growth, to understanding the truth, and ultimately to freedom. Rule number 3. Discard your fear. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we have the opportunity to look back on life from a different perspective, a life in which we are free from overwhelming fear, to which we have no control. In a hurry, take early in the morning. With the train, we will no longer be stuck in traffic, nor will we have to worry about preparing for big plans. You might think that our minds will be more relaxed when we have fewer things to worry about. But the reality is so different. We are aware that there is no need to worry. Although fear simply comes from daily work or small inconveniences, it is also hidden in our deepest thoughts, our expectations and dreams. The pandemic has helped us see more clearly the nature of fear and how to confront it, a new perspective. What matters is not how we express it. I don't like this, or I worry that fear is actually a shadow that we create for ourselves, the product of a mind caught in a whirlpool of what could be and what was when we were with. Faced with fear, Marcus Aurelius reminded us to live in the present without letting our minds get lost in worries about the future or regrets about the past. So, when we are faced with fears, ask yourself if this is within my control. Yes, the answer is no. Then accept it as part of nature, a lesson to learn and grow as you act without hesitation, and do not allow fear and anxiety to cloud your thinking. In addition, he also advised us to live in every moment and enjoy. With each step in life's journey, we will realize that much of what we fear never happens, and that the real challenges are often much smaller than our fears. Remember that our mind is the most powerful tool in dealing with fears. When we learn to see the world through the glasses of reason, peace and happiness will come. Letting go of worries is not only a rule of life, it is also a gift we give ourselves. Rule number 4. Put people first in the life of Marcus Aurelius. There are many stories that make me extremely admire, however. I was most impressed by one of his stories during the crisis of the Antonine Plague, when Rome was in trouble and pain. Marcus Aurelius showed his strong leadership, spirit, and compassion. Instead of isolating himself in luxury, decided to sell valuable royal possessions, including jeweled robes and jewels, right on the lawn in front of the palace. This act is not only about giving up luxury goods, but also about the message of humility and the willingness to share the burden with the people. Showed Marcus Aurelius that true leadership is not himself, puts the needs of the people first, even in the most difficult times. Marcus Aurelius ruled his empire, not only with wisdom, but also with compassion. He taught that in every action and in every decision, we are part of a larger community, which is humanity, but the question is how we do this, implement practice. I see empathy and understanding. With each person you meet as part of the larger family to which you belong, when you put the values of others above your own interests, you are not only performing an act of kindness, but you are also creating a deep connection with them. Remember that compassion and understanding are the keys to opening the door to peace and happiness. This applies not only in a personal context, but also in professional relationships. When you treat your partner, employees, customers, or even strangers with care, not only create a positive work environment, but also contribute to building a better society. However, putting others first does not mean forgetting your own values or your personal interests. It is important that you create a harmonious balance between caring for others and maintaining self-esteem and personal growth. According to this rule, Marcus Aurelius is not only a moral act, but also an art of living, a way to find harmony and peace within yourself and in relationships with others. Because ultimately we live not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. Rule number 5. Take it step by step. Imagine that you are about to learn a new language like Spanish. You are exposed to this language, for example, through tons of useful information, like images and sounds. But the question is, what are the important steps? To begin this process, I advise you to start step by step. First, set yourself a clear goal, e.g., basic communications in 6 months. Take time every week to learn new vocabulary and grammar. Use Spanish learning apps to practice every day, even if you only have time for a few minutes while you study. Don't forget to enjoy the process. Try watching movies in Spanish without subtitles or join an online Spanish learning group every time you understand a new sentence or word. Consider it a little joy on your journey. Rate each month your progress. You will probably make mistakes, but in mistakes lies opportunity. To learn Stoicism teaches us that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Review what you've learned and set your next small goals. Take things step by step. It's not just about solving problems, learning to be satisfied with the small progress, finding joy in the process, not just in the result. As Marcus Aurelius once said, doesn't expect perfection, but be satisfied even with the smallest step, carry on and consider the result. As with something small, this is a lesson in patience and perseverance, 2 important virtues of Stoicism. So think and reevaluate your process at every step. Ask yourself, how am I progressing and what can be improved? This self-examination not only helps us keep moving, but also helps us to develop holistically. Remember, we don't have to run fast. We just have to keep moving forward. So, like this video, if you are ready to practice step by step in work life. Rule number 6. Don't get angry with people. Marcus Aurelius once said that our life is what our thoughts make of it. In fact, when we allow resentment to take over our minds, we allow this negative emotion to take control of our lives. Resentment clouds reason and blocks the light of clarity. This not only takes a mental toll but also affects our physical health. For example, if you work in a stressful environment and always have to deal with uncooperative colleagues, you harbor resentments every working day. It will become a burden and you will become more and more tired physically and mentally. On the contrary, if you learn to forgive and accept the work environment, you will become kinder and find peace in your own work. But think. Remember that forgiveness is not accepting another person's bad deeds, but rather is the process of freeing yourself from the chains of resentment. It is a decision for inner peace, not for the person who she hurt. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting, means accepting the truth and moving forward. In history, we know great leaders like Nelson Mandela who did extraordinary things but what Nelson Mandela, after 27 years in prison, in apartheid prison, makes him exceptional. He has almost done nothing. Although he harbors suspicions or hatred, he believes that reconciliation is a key factor in healing the wounds caused by long and painful years of racism. Stoicism teaches us not only how to live, but also how to let go. When we let go of resentment, we open spaces for peace and harmony. Remember, in every moment of resentment, you have the choice to continue to nurture the seeds of resentment, or you can choose a path that will bring peace to your soul. When you learn not to be angry with others, you not only liberate yourself, but also open the door to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you, which is a solid step on the path of wisdom and peace in accordance with the Stoicism that Marcus Aurelius aspired to in rule number 7. Well started is in the middle. Marcus Aurelius has a better morning routine than you. I think so because with every step that got him out of bed those first mornings, there was not only an awakening of the body, but also an awakening of the soul. Marcus Aurelius was under no obligation to get up early. could stay awake late into the night with no immediate consequences. No one would question his tardiness, or his income would drop as dawn began. Marcus Aurelius was ready with a clear mind and a ready spirit. For him, getting up early is not just a habit, but a spiritual ritual, a way of practicing willpower and discipline. Start your day by exploring the morning silence where you can relax, meditate, or practice introspection. Additionally, you can practice recording your thoughts, feelings, or goals for that day. This will help you create a mental plan for the day and focus on what's really important. With rule number 7, this is not only a principle, but also a philosophy of daily life, is about the realization that each sunrise not only marks the beginning of a new day, but also represents an opportunity to practice the values of the Stoic, to affirm and practice philosophy on the journey to constantly strive for perfection ourselves. If you are willing to get up early, like Marcus Aurelius left a comment, "I am ready to get up early to let us know your determination." Rule number 8. Memorize these mantras. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius have penetrated the soul of each of us and have become an inexhaustible source of inspiration. Through these lessons, we learn how to create and maintain a meaningful and peaceful life. In Rule 8, let me walk through 3 important mantras that will lead you to a better, more fulfilling life. First, amor fati, love and fate. Amor fati is a call not only to accept fate, but also to embrace it. For the Stoic, every event, whether joyful or painful, is welcomed as an integral part of life. Every moment is loved and appreciated because each event has its own value and contributes to your personal development. Second journey. What matters is not just what happens to you, but also what you do for others in life. We cannot completely control every event that happens to us, but we always have the right to decide how we react. Take every opportunity to have a positive influence on the people around you and create such a chain of positive impact on the third common community moment, mori, remember death, mime mori. It is not a gloomy mindset, but a reminder to the uncertainty and limitations of life. Remember that everything has an end. Therefore, we become humble and focus on living a meaningful life and not wasting time on meaningless things. Significance as we begin our journey to Stoic philosophy in applying these 3 mantras will not only help us overcome life's challenges, but also give us a new perspective on the world around us. We learn to accept everything with gratitude. We respond to every situation with wisdom and always remember that every moment we live is precious. Rule number 9. Ask yourself if it is important. We often get caught up in the whirlwind of busy work. You are busy. I'm busy, but hold on for a moment. Marcus Aurelius advises us to ask ourselves how much of we do every day actually adds value to. This is not just a simple question, but also a deep way of thinking that helps us realize that what really matters to focus on that. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that most of the things we do or say every day are not really important. We are often drawn to jobs because of pressure from others or societal norms. Asking whether this is important helps us identify tasks and decisions that require prioritization, thereby avoiding unnecessary distractions. When you put aside unimportant tasks, you not only reduce your workload, but you also increase your ability to focus on things that bring high value. This not only improves work performance, but also brings satisfaction and happiness in personal life. Stoicism teaches us that time is man's most valuable possession, goals and priorities. We live each day meaningfully and fully. When we eliminate unimportant tasks, we not only gain time, but also find inner peace. This reflects the spirit of Stoicism, in which spiritual freedom and peace are the ultimate goals. So always ask if this is essential in any situation, from daily tasks to life decisions. Even apply it to your every thought. In this way, you will gradually realize that the things you once thought were important actually do not provide as much essential value as you once thought. Rule number 10. Embrace change in the universe of Stoic philosophy. Change is not only an inevitable part of life, it is also the nature of existence. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that everything that happens either happens in such a way as you are formed by nature to bear it, or as you are not formed by nature to bear it. Everything in the universe is constantly changing, and that change is a sign of life instead of resisting or fearing change. We are called to accept and embrace it as part of our journey of personal growth and development. When faced with unexpected events, instead of seeing them as obstacles, consider them as opportunities to train yourself to expand your horizons and discover your inner strength. Change challenges us to break out of our comfort zones. It encourages us to practice patience, compassion, and insight. Practicing Stoicism is not simply about learning to endure change, but about learning to find meaning and value in each change. When we begin to see change as part of the laws of nature, we not only easily adapt to our surroundings, but also find inner peace and strength. Transforming every challenge, challenges become a stepping stone for personal development. Together, we have immersed ourselves in the 10 rules for a better life, according to the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Each rule that Marcus Aurelius left us is not just advice, but also living guidelines that help us face challenges, enjoy joy, and cherish every moment of life. Remember, Stoic philosophy is not only for us to contemplate, but also for us to act. We learn that controlling our emotions, thinking positively, and living with purpose are the key elements to creating a happy and meaningful life. Applying these principles to our daily lives not only helps us become the best versions of ourselves, but also creates positive change in the communities around us. If you find value in the words shared today, please click like and share. Share this video to spread these valuable lessons. Please leave your comments about the rule that impresses you the most, or comment "I will live a better life" so we can see your determination when applying these principles in life. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to update the latest content from Use Together. We will continue our journey of self-discovery and growth. Thanks for watching. See you in next video. Bye.